If you don't have food, people will kill each other, fight each other, and then try to get some food. To feed such a huge population, there was a need of higher food production. That was a primary need that people thought, or people still think. In Africa, the Green Revolution was still not that success because they don't have people like professor or policymakers or the scientists could be. And that's the reason they're still struggling there, depending on other countries to supply the food. Now, every year we see the accession number, we see certain number, lots of work going on. They keep on growing them and put it in the gene bank. Something for -20, some 4 degree, etc., etc. Worldwide, no one is looking that that material, say 50 years back or 100 years back, some material did not or don't work even 100 or 1,000 years back. I don't think that material will be useful even 1,000 years later, 100 years later. Now, the issue here is not that we're losing biodiversity. The biodiversity basically, more you do the genetic makeup or genetic changes or trait improvement, you are enhancing biodiversity. You are not decreasing biodiversity. You are enhancing biodiversity. From the biodiversity point of view, you are not decreasing, you are enhancing or increasing. The problem of monoculture, if you say, or uniculture, unified culture, or or few selection of the germplasm, that's an issue. That issue is basically to grow Radhani rice. You have to grow these rice, or 100 years back, my grandfather per hectare yield, and bring it to the market, no one buy it. No one would take care of it. Even in Bangladesh, 10 years back, when I was visiting and one of my students that in Bangladesh is a professor at Bangladesh Botany Department. So I said that I want to see the old tradition of Dhiki rice, etc., etc. You have to show me this one, otherwise I will not visit that place. So he agreed. It was a hard time for him to find a place where ঢেঁকি ছাড়া চাল তৈরি হতে পারে বা করে. Eventually found out. I have all the pictures, video and picture I have with me taken. I asked them. They said it's because no one buy it now. It's a festival purpose. We have it. We have a land. We have system. We just keep it once or twice. We used it in the whole year. He has a luxury because he's a rich man. Decision for the farmers or for the policymakers and so on. So the rice, 90% of rice grown and produced in Asia, 90% plus. Only 4 to 5% goes to the global market. It's a very small amount. Mostly we are using, we produce, we use it. Think about today's scenario. If there's 5-10% less rice is produced by India and China, that would be a world catastrophe. Worldwide, there would be a catastrophe. Who can feed us? Who can feed India and China? These two can India now largest population, followed by China a little bit, a few million less. They are the world population. So I think this is the scenario, or the issue is economics. The good thing is that people realize that with the climate change, the varieties or the differences, the endogenous material that we had, that may have a value for the future use. And for that, worldwide, the old germplasm are being grown and that sequencing is going on, like 3,000 wild germplasm are being sequenced daily globally. so that we understand the genes, we understand the genetic makeup of the material, so that that can be incorporated in the high yielding variety. No way you can go to the traditional tall variety. There is a lodging problem, there is every aspect of disease and pest problem and yield problem. And farmers would not grow them because there is no market value for them. So it's all economics. Scientifically, you and me and others would understand that what is the scientific value. That's a different issue. Scientific value we must know and we must appreciate, and we do that. And that is the reason scientifically people are trying to understand the genetic makeup and so and so. So the reshuffling genetic makeup, genome editing can take place in more efficient way so that we can improve the traits that can stand the material in high temperature, with high CO2, with the etc., all the climate condition, or with the less water, so and so. That's the way. We can sustain the agriculture growth for feeding the ever expanding population. And still, we need to do a lot of science to unravel the DNA or genetic makeup of the material germplasm, the gifts of the nature that we have, so that we can understand them, we can make use of them.
Thank you, sir. Now I will invite questions from. Now I will invite questions from the audience, particularly students and scholars. Please go ahead with your question because it is a rare opportunity for you people to interact with him.
তোমরা বাংলাতেও জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারো। Whatever comes in mind. You know, when I was working with
So many things he told, no?
in Zurich, Ingo Putrikus, the man I worked Zurich, whenever we go to a conference, he asked, so after coming from the meeting, you have to tell me what question you have.
Exactly.
So the condition of going
Tell
to a
the success story of a conference.
he doesn't bother who said what. He doesn't bother. He doesn't even attend many lectures. Most of the lectures he doesn't even comes to India many times. He goes to bird watching. He goes to different. He doesn't listen much, but he goes to the poster when young people are showing the poster. He believes those young minds. So he always goes to the poster and looked at the poster, what the young researcher are putting their work, and he asked tough questions to them. And sometimes he said, "I don't believe your work. It's useless. Whatever you have done." Many Chinese came to me and asked in some of the meeting in Tucson. I remember. Said, "Why Ingo Putrikus told me this? He doesn't believe my work. What do you think about my work? I think it's a good work. But why your Ingo Putrikus said he doesn't believe my work?" Then I explained him. You didn't show any data or evidences because the new things you are showing, any new things you come to the scientific meeting, you have to have supporting data. So convincing data should be there to convince the scientist Ingo is a top scientist. He doesn't believe his own researcher either. When I told him that I have got the first genetic engineering indica rice, he didn't believe me either. He in the lab, 3 senior postdoc scientists, one from UK, one from where the gene is integrated and expressing it. So it was the person I worked with. So that's the reason he said that you didn't have evidences. You have to come with evidences to convince the scientists that Ingo is like that. If you give a nice talk, he's not convinced. Nice poster, he's not convinced. If you show something interesting, work, you tell him something, he would be interested, but you have to show the data.
Sir, I have one.
Yes.
Sir, thank you for this illuminating talk. It's fascinating. I loved it so much. Sir, with the backdrop of increasing, demand for food, there is another problem that is coming up in a big way. It has come up in a big way. That is our lifestyle disease and diabetes. So, how this glycemic index issue in cropping pattern coming up in a very meaningful way, because that is one of the very big problem. That's my question.
Low glycemic index material got to be consumed. There are rice, particularly the material we're losing. Here, your question is more relevant. Some of the rice variety, Aush rice, Aush rice, and some of the rice varieties has a very low glycemic index. and that rice has to be consumed. And now to make it clear to the other people, to understand glycemic index, that the material that it release quickly the carbohydrates, sugar and glucose and fructose. See the conversion rate, the faster it does, a higher glycemic index, and then that is not good for us. We want slow release of sugar to our body. And that's the reason the farming community used to get মোটা rice, আউশের মোটা চাল ভাত তারা খায়। এবং that rice has a very low glycemic index. Once you eat it, it takes long time for digest. We don't feel good. We want quick digestion. We want খেলাম দিলাম আবার খাবো, আরেকটা কিছু করবো। But this farms community, without knowing it has got any issue or diabetic or not, they consume that rice because that stay longer in our body, but it does not convert. And that way it helps them to work longer period of time. So that's one thing. But there are rice varieties, low glycemic index. There are groups in Japan working on rice promoting insulin. But whatever reason, maybe some different issue is not coming up. But maybe other issue. But it is there and it's possible. And today, even the International Diabetic Concerning Organization used to say there is no issue of rice. You can eat rice, even if you are diabetic. Not এতটা না, এইটুকু তো খাওয়াই যেতে পারে। So at a certain amount you can eat, consume rice, potato, no problem, no issue. Total calorie is important so that high glycemic index, high, ওটা high, ওটা তাড়াতাড়ি digestion হয়ে যায়।
Sir, in this aspect, small millets, the diversification of crops.
The question that now again relevant to, we must consume more millets. Like millets is our Indian material, African Indian material. Millets are water material. It grows with less water. It grows with less water. High nutrition, high iron, high zinc, and wonderful crop.
Very low glycemic index.
But even in a millet meeting, I said that. In a podium, I said that we're talking all millet, everything looks like great. Neither you nor me eat millet. I said that's it.
That's it.
Neither you nor me eat millet. The problem is our food habit and our awareness and culture. We have to do a lot of additional work. How to make millets, like in China, they make a vegetable soybean. I have eaten in China and every time I go to China, I eat that. I love it. Vegetable soybean, how many of you have eaten vegetable soybean? I doubt. But we have a soybean institute, even I'm now the RSC chairman, even earlier also when at the DDG I used to visit them, I forced them, you have to provide me vegetable soybean in the lunch or every time I go there. This time also I asked them, what is the scenario of expansion of the area and popularization of the vegetable soybean? Not much. So that's the one problem we have. We don't want to change our food habit. We don't want to add new food in our food basket.
Alternate crops.
So rather asking those green revolution was good or bad or but the things what we can or we should, that the millet consumption, the millet production, the millet based different kinds of roti and biscuits and so. That way it help our nutrition, it help the farmers producing them also will get price. If you don't consume, how farmers economy will be improved? Nothing. That sort of things need change. Has it come?
Question, please.
Brown rice,
এখনো আসেনি?
sir, brown rice, those who are suffering from diabetes, they want to take with brown rice. তো brown rice আমরা রান্না করার পরে তো একটা ফেলে দিই। তো সেটা ফেললে কি ওর যে ফ্লাভোনয়েড কন্টেন্ট সেটা কি অনেক বেরিয়ে যায়? সেটা কি ফেলবো না রান্না করার সময়?
Brown rice. First of all, brown rice, earlier brown rice only consumed by the poor. When the white rice came, the rich people started white rice.
Brown rice is
Today brown rice is consumed by rich people. brown rice comes with a vacuum packed. In Italy and many where you can always in the market, supermarket, you can see the brown rice. In US market also you see the brown rice. In US, many restaurants, you can see white rice with some long grain, wild rice, brown rice to make a decoration. I think these are kind of innovation also is related to economics, nothing to do with science, nothing to do with the biodiversity. It is related to the economy, our innovation to look nice rice plate with a different color, rice plate with a different color. Like an koshi curry is the best rice, like our basmati, koshi curry is the best rice in Japan. Now what Japan did a koshi, they did do a lot of work on koshi. Last few hundred years of koshi curry museum, they made a museum of koshi curry. They feel proud of it. We produce basmati, wonderful rice, export basmati, but do we feel proud of our basmati? Not much. But anyway, that's another issue. But Japan does. And Japan even did a koshikari band at the brewery industry. Now you can consume a beer named koshikari. So these are the things that comes with the brown rice. Also for the rich people, the vacuum pack. And because brown rice, if you take it at home, you open the packet, or you within a few days it will spoil. You cannot keep it, and that's the reason brown rice is not popular. Neither it tastes good nor you can keep it longer. But you open it, you have to consume it, looking as that you are eating some nutritious dish, or your dietary specialist has recommended you to eat that one, like oatmeal. You consume it, which is fine, but that's not would help a solution. And fan gala, normally either you keep the fan or you remove the fan. It doesn't change much because polished rice does not have much iron. Polished rice does not have much nutrition. Nutrition is very poor. Excepting recently at CRI, they developed a rice with high protein, 8 to 10% protein. And protein wise, that
I'm privileged to come over here to attend my teacher's memorial lecture, and thank you for delivering your nice lecture about Swaminathan.
your name is.
I'm a student of Professor Paramnath Bhaduri,
Oh, great.
and postdoctoral research here under his guidance, supervision, and went in IIRI for a workshop and worked under the guidance of Professor M.S. Swaminathan in interspecific youth research.
Yes, Swaminathan's contribution is.
Under the guidance of Professor M.S. Swaminathan. I met him several times in Voltaire when he was the president, and he mentioned about the need, that is the specific gene, requirement of three conditions of gene, that is specific gene, duplication, replication of gene, and the mutations, that is heritable variability. These are important. And most important is the rural and urban relationship. For technology and intelligence, urban, and for the human work, rural area labor is important. And in a few conditions you mentioned, that is inability of the nursery and transport, management of nursery and transport of the farmers, and lack of technology, direct seeding without transplantation, direct seeding, and transport, and also highland rice, and also mention the pest inability, pest controlling inability. He also mentioned about the water management, low water, high water, etc. And also.
Sir, your question, please. Your
My
question.
question my question is, what about the golden rice? You have mentioned the golden rice. What is the positive side of this golden rice? My first question. Second question, to methane, low methane yielding rice is very important. As developed countries are blaming us, that rice yielding country is responsible for global warming and greenhouse effect. And I like to put these two questions.
Okay, very good questions. And golden rice status is Australia and some other countries deregularized. That anyone can take it from the market and buy it and can eat it and can store it, no problem. Philippines also they are in the state of commercialized. Bangladesh has done the field evaluation and it works wonderfully, but it's not yet commercialized. I think the issue is commercialization or availability. It's available. It can be utilized. It has a tremendous potential for much more and more efficient. So the potential is much more with the golden rice. And secondly, the commercial deregulation is in the process that should be available in course of time. The second issue is the low methane rice. Definitely, as I mentioned, that high photosynthesis accumulating in the upper part from the soil and lower part is less. That would allow the low methane gas rice. And the issue with some people always, because rice is being produced and grown in Asian countries, particularly India, China, Indonesia, Bangladesh, etc., etc. It's very easy Western world to blame those poor countries that you are the people who are causing all the globals. I have those slides, but I didn't show those slides. That is not relevant for this presentation. And the global scenario, the Western world making much more catastrophic disaster for the climate change as compared to the Asian countries. And even they don't grow rice. So rice, without rice, they're producing more sort of this kind of climate change. And but fortunately, with the DSR, direct seeded rice, with less water used rice, all the new tools are coming up in India, where we can, like upland rice, we can produce now rice with less water or intermittent water. That way it will produce less water, but it will have again another problem of nematodes, because then nematodes will attack the plant. So it's a continuous process. We have to keep moving. Like Einstein once said that life is like a bicycle. Keep moving and keeping the balance. So that's it.
Millet production টা তো অনেক বেশি করা উচিত। Millet
বুঝছেন?
production
বললাম তো না করলে কি আপনারা না খেলে কি করে হবে?
খাবেন না তো কি করে হবে? খাচ্ছেন না তো।
how to encourage করছে millet production?
How to মানে every you have to have routine from millet on in the institution. So
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful lecture. So my question is regarding some pollutant, particularly increasing industrialization. Some pollutant come in the peat, and some heavy metal may accumulate in the rain, so that can cause the harm. So, is there any
are you referring arsenic?
arsenic or the cadmium, lead, this kind of metal?
Well, this is an issue challenging. There is a lot of sometimes the newspapers say something. Indian rice should be banned because it's got arsenic. But the scientific fact is, American rice has much more arsenic than any highest level of arsenic in Indian rice. And the fertilizers they use for the cotton and soybean and other crop, the intensive fertilizer use, the intensive pesticides they use it. And those have lots of heavy arsenic. And that contaminate the field of rice, whatever small portion, 1.1 million hectare rice only. 8 to 10 million ton rice. It's a very small amount, but even then the rice has more arsenic than Indian rice. Fortunately, the pathway, the cadmium, arsenic, and all the pathway that rice plant takes place from the soil, they're different. And another fortunate thing, I think, is evolutionary aspect of the biology. Those who are plant, I believe they're all plant scientists here. If you look the anatomy of the rice seed, they have a different layers. But instead of, in addition to alveolar layer, the epidermal layer and other 3 layers are there. And these layers protecting the endosperm of the rice seed does not allow any of those outside or external metals, etc., to come into the rice seed. Otherwise, rice husk, rice leaf, rice stem has so much of iron. You can add a lot of iron in the soil. Does it mean that rice will take up those iron into the seed? And if that would take place, that rice you could not even consume because that will be iron toxicity. Rice biology in such a manner it has been developed, it won't allow the uptake of those heavy metals into the seed, which is a good thing. And that's the reason why by genetic engineering, if you want to have a ferritin, that protein molecule that with the iron ferritin to come into the rice seed, you have to use a promoter, the aileron or endosperm specific promoter that drives the gene to express into the endosperm. That's the golden rice. We have done that one, or high iron rice also we have done it. Specifically, the ferritin, specifically the carotenoid genes only would be driven to the endosperm, not any other metals. So we need not be too much worried about arsenic rice, irrespective of arsenic levels in surroundings of our soil. Rice seed won't allow that much of arsenic incorporated into seed.
Sir, I just add one thing. Low methane emission of rice from the rice seed. There is a technology called SRI. SRI technology. Is it
SRI.
Yeah, SRI.
SRI.
Is it related to that?
No.
SRI.
SRI is a wonderful tools, provided you have controlled water system, you have a specific type of rice seed and the conditions, and it's more controlled mechanism that you have. In that way, it's a management. It's more sort of simply I can say it's more management. If you add the management, everything you can have wonderful. But it's a good tools, but it did not get that much popularized because it related to certain know-how and certain other management. Our farmers, mostly rice farmers, particularly eastern part of India, they are basically not very rich and they are very limited resource they have. For them, probably direct seeded rice would be easier, throw the rice seed. It's easy. I do have plenty of water in Bengal, Assam, Odisha. We have plenty of water. So I think irrigation would help us a lot to improve our rice production. A simple management.
So thank you, sir, for your illuminating lectures and interactions. So anyhow, Dr. Shobhya Swaminathan, she is little bit busy with our place. So we have our good friend Dr. Raman from MSSRF. He is on the screen. So Raman, can you hear me? Okay. So Professor Datta.
Dadaji, very nice to see your face. My hearty congratulations. Given wonderful message to your boss, Professor. Yeah, I'm very happy.
I'm glad to see you.
I'm looking forward to coming Chennai.
Okay, I will come definitely.
So Dr. Raman, as chairman, Madam Shobhya Swaminathan ji is busy with other work. So, can you say a few lines? We memorized Professor M.S. Swaminathan here, and Professor Dr. delivered a talk on his work and his family and everything. So we want to listen you for 3 minutes, please, Dr. Raman.
We always love Dattaji and Kolkata, particularly your institute. You will always be there with us to Indian Youth Science Congress. And Professor Swaminathan is great to us for India because Mr. Palra Datta sir knows very well Dadaji because he is working very closely in days and also ICAR. And whenever you go to Delhi, or you called a very appropriate person for this lecture memory and Swaminathan. Without nobody else can Dattu. Because Sopun Datta is one of the loving person, biotechnologist, very close of Professor Swaminathan. And also not only Professor M.S. Swaminathan, also MSSR, M.S. Swaminathan Foundation. Whenever there is some function, he always be there, Dattaji. And the 2%, particularly, go to Delhi, when they Delhi ji, Professor always mentioning me, because I am the first person at the foundation, working with Professor M.S. Swaminathan last 1998, 1988 onwards. After the Delhi, he always mentioned about Dattaji, his contribution in union, golden rights, so many things. Professor Datta is one of the appropriate person given this particular lecture. I thank you very much in organizing Body Department and our friend, Director Amarnath. They are all looking forward to welcoming you. The August 7th, Professor Swaminathan's birthday is going to be celebrating finally. So, international conference going to be happening. Dr. Dattaji, we are very proud. We are giving today the lecture, Professor Swaminathan memory. I am working as a professor last 35 years. I lost my father. My God. Sorry. He is always students level. Farmers level because it is great. India, not only India, because I am closely working with Professor day to day, 35 years. 35 years. I don't want to give more detail because I was hoping that Aji know more what our relationship, Professor Swaminathan and the foundation. His blessings always with us. Want to take as a role model Professor Swaminathan on younger generations. That's why I was Pandataji given a message that food and nutrition security, what Taji is given in the message, want to take forward the farmers level. Each scientist take the Swaminathan legacy to the field level approach, farmers benefits. Maybe more detail. I want to invite all of you to in August program. Give is always love the farmer. That's why the last dates I met him on 27th evening before the passed away on 28th. The evening also very concerned about the farmers detail. How India going to support the farmers because National Commission on Farmers report the day before also. Every day, morning and evening I met. It's in 2018, Mr. Delhi, I arrived. Want to go again 2 places. One is in Pondicherry, 5 minutes program. Second was in Delhi and I arrived. Spain visit. That only 2 things not happen. But anyways, good art. Relax house and God is going to give a more strength for all our younger students. Take forward his legacy, the field level approach, farmers benefit. That is his idea. I am very happy today You have given that very memorable lecture. But Professor Millet and all kind of, they covered entire Professor Swaminathan legacy. We did a wonderful lecture. Organizer, thank you very much. Thank you, Sadaf sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Raman. I can feel your pain because
It was a great. I'm looking forward to welcoming you sometime soon. Thank you very much.
so thank you, Roman. So thank you, Roman. I can feel your pain because you are the almost shadow of Professor A.V.S. Swaminathan. All time you are with him. So we will also we will miss Professor Swaminathan. And I will ask our faculty members and our research scholars and our colleagues from our farm, they will visit sometime in MSSR and you people are always there to help us. So convey our regards to Chairperson Shomi Swaminathan Madam and thank you all. Thank you all. So we are at the end of this program. So we want to convey our regards and thanks.
Passionately and eagerly, they're all sitting and listening. I really appreciate very much.
So sir, you are seeing how students here and how students are in other room. They are seeing through different links and online we got more than 65 participants throughout world. Some people are attending from USA and Switzerland, many places. So really, very interesting and elaborating lectures delivered by our beloved Professor Shapram Datta sir. I know him for a long time. We have very good memories and many stories. I want to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir, our Finance Department, and all our administrator. And we want to thank our Dean Science, and we want to thank all our faculty members and our colleagues from CRSNF and all our research scholars and students who are present, though the weather was very bad. So you people all worked hard. We want to thank our media person who covered this event nicely, and he has already broadcasted in different media. So thanks to Mr. Mukul who covered this thing. So thank you everybody, as we have very little time. So we are ending here. So thank you, Dr. Raman. You joined us. Thank you all. And also thanks those who joined online also. Thank you everybody.
মনে যা যা সব খান কম হ্যাঁ এতক্ষণে করলে নাকি more healthier. Not rice here. বেশি কার্বোহাইড্রেট
বাসমতি রাইস আমার কাছে সিগনেচার পাওয়া ওটা রাইস টেস্টটা তো সুইন্ডার আর মানে ওটাও তো ডায়াবেটিস করতে বা ডায়াবেটিস
I think what's the right সমস্যা নেই শুধু মানে এতটা না খেয়ে পরিমাণটা যে রাইসটা বাংলাদেশে তুমি যাও দেখবে তো সেরকম কারণ যাবে মোটা রাইস হবে তো এটা ম্যাটার অফ চয়েস আমরা খেতে পারি নর্থ ইন্ডিয়ান চাই আমাদের তো মানে প্রস্তুতি সেটা মানে আমি 20 বছর বাইরে থেকেও আমি এমন ধন্যবাদ দিতে পারি আমার ছেলে মানে আশা করে সেমিনার চলছে থেকে আমাদের এটা পছন্দ করে না তাদের এই রেস্টুরেন্টে গেলাম ওরা পছন্দ করে সমস্ত এটা একটা হাই নয় কিন্তু এটা নয় যে আমার চালটা খাবো না খারাপ বাসমতি রাইস বাসমতি রাইস বেশি all aromatic rice has no that's healthy
Quantity is the matter. Quantity.
Yeah.